When Rihanna walks into a room, fashion shifts. When she partners with a brand, it doesn't just sell, it rewrites the culture. And when she aligned herself with Dior, one of the most established and historic French fashion houses, something remarkable happened. Dior wasn't new to luxury, but suddenly, it became a phenomenon for Gen Z. This wasn't just marketing, and it wasn't just celebrity clout. It was a masterclass in how one woman's influence could bridge heritage couture and digital age obsession, making Dior not only relevant, but aspirational to an entirely new generation. Tonight, we dive into how Rihanna turned Dior into a Gen Z favorite, and how Dior, in turn, helped cement Rihanna's place among fashion's elite. Back in 2015, Dior shocked the fashion world by announcing Rihanna as the face of its Secret Garden 4 campaign. Why was it shocking? Because in its long, storied history, Dior had never chosen a black woman as the face of the house. For nearly 70 years, Dior had built its image around an idea of French femininity that was elegant, polished, and distinctly Eurocentric. The decision to crown Rihanna wasn't just about promotion, it was a statement. The visuals were unforgettable. Shot at Versailles, Rihanna appeared as a modern-day queen, striding through gilded halls and manicured gardens in gowns that looked like armor. The juxtaposition was electric. A woman who had risen from Barbados to global superstardom now claiming space in the ultimate palace of French heritage. The message was clear. Dior wasn't just for Parisian aristocracy anymore. Luxury had a new ruler, and her name was Rihanna. But here's the twist. The impact didn't stop at glossy spreads or billboards. Rihanna didn't just wear Dior, she lived it. She styled it her way, carried it off stage, and let her millions of fans witness it in real time. Gen Z doesn't care for static campaigns. They crave access, authenticity, and attitude. Rihanna gave them all three. When she wore Dior sunglasses, they weren't just shades. They became viral sensations, dubbed the Rihanna shades. They sold out worldwide within days. And the Diorama bag featured in her campaign saw resale prices spike over 30% on sites like The Real Real and Vestiaire Collective. What Dior understood, and honestly what many luxury houses failed to, was that Gen Z doesn't buy exclusivity. They buy identity. They want brands that, really mirror who they are, bold, expressive, and culturally aware. Rihanna embodied that paradox perfectly. She was glamorous but grounded, approachable yet aspirational. She wasn't an untouchable goddess. She was the stylish friend who made luxury look fun. And Dior became the brand that captured that feeling. Yet the relationship wasn't one-sided. Rihanna's collaboration didn't just uplift Dior, Dior elevated Rihanna. By fronting a campaign steeped in French history, she entered a new echelon of fashion legitimacy. For a global star known for edgy street style, becoming Dior's muse gave her prestige within the couture establishment, a rare balance between pop culture icon and fashion royalty. It was mutual empowerment. Dior gained relevance. Rihanna gained reverence. Rihanna's Dior moment arrived right as fashion's power dynamics were shifting. Social media was becoming the new runway. Instagram was exploding, YouTube hauls were defining trends, and the line between luxury and streetwear was blurring fast. For the first time, fashion wasn't dictated by magazine editors. It was democratized by followers. Rihanna was the perfect bridge between those worlds. She was as commanding in a couture gown at the Met Gala as she was in Dior boots photographed on the streets of New York. Every post, every sighting became a digital event, a new form of luxury storytelling. Before Rihanna, Dior risked fading into the background of youth culture. Chanel had tweed, Louis Vuitton had street collaborations, and Gucci had gone maximalist under Michelle. Dior, though respected, was seen as classic, maybe too classic. Rihanna changed that narrative overnight. Suddenly, Dior wasn't just elegant, it was cool. The brand's visibility among younger shoppers jumped, with Dior's accessories division reporting double-digit growth that year. Millennials and Gen Z drove Dior's online searches up by 34%, and the house saw a notable rise in female customers under 30. But this wasn't just about one campaign. Rihanna's influence reshaped Dior's entire communication strategy. The house leaned into more inclusive casting, bolder digital campaigns, and influencer partnerships. It began embracing the energy of the internet age, something heritage brands had once resisted. Dior wasn't abandoning tradition, it was remixing it for a new audience. Rihanna showed them how. And what truly made this collaboration revolutionary was that Rihanna didn't play by the rules of couture. She redefined them. She mixed Dior gowns with sneakers, oversized jackets with delicate jewelry, turning couture into something Gen Z could imagine themselves in. She proved that luxury could be both exclusive and accessible, not through price, but through attitude. That attitude bled into Dior's DNA. The house began releasing products that blurred the lines between formal and street, from reissued saddlebags to urban-inspired silhouettes. The Diorama bag's success, driven by Rihanna's campaign, influenced the brand's direction for years. Even resale platforms reported that Dior's average listing prices rose nearly 20% after 2015, a sign that cultural relevance was translating directly into monetary value. But here's the bigger truth. Rihanna didn't just make Dior resonate. She helped rewrite how luxury works in the digital era. It wasn't about hierarchy anymore, it was about community. Fans didn't just want to admire luxury, they wanted to participate in it. Through Rihanna, Dior became a shared experience, something young people could repost, reinterpret, and own a piece of, even if just through a lipstick or a pair of sunglasses. And Dior, in turn, gave Rihanna the credibility and infrastructure that would later fuel Fenty. When LVMH partnered with her to launch her own luxury label, it wasn't an experiment born in a vacuum. It was a continuation of what began with Dior. She had proven that luxury could look like her, sound like her, and speak to everyone. Nearly a decade later, the legacy still lives online. Clips from Rihanna's Versailles campaign circulate on TikTok, edits flood Instagram, and Gen Z collectors hunt for those same sunglasses or diorama bags like rare trophies. Dior's resurgence among younger audiences, from saddlebag revivals to viral book totes, still echoes that moment. The collaboration became a blueprint for how heritage brands can thrive in the age of social media and cultural fluidity. Rihanna wasn't Dior's safe choice. She was their smartest one. In an industry obsessed with heritage, Dior dared to evolve. And evolution is what keeps luxury alive. For Gen Z, Rihanna's Dior campaign symbolized more than beauty or fame. It symbolized inclusion, risk-taking, and self-expression. So the next time Dior trends on TikTok, or you see a Gen Z influencer unbox a vintage Dior bag, remember this. The seeds were planted in 2015 when Rihanna turned Versailles into her runway. That campaign wasn't just an ad, it was a revolution. Dior didn't just become cool again, it became current. And the final takeaway? Luxury will always chase cultural power, but only a few figures can redefine it. Rihanna did more than wear Dior. She rewrote luxury's playbook for the social media era. This is Real Select, where we uncover the stories, scandals, and shifts that shape modern luxury. If you love hearing how icons like Rihanna reshape fashion's power balance, don't just scroll, subscribe. Because in the world of luxury, the story behind the sparkle is where the real power lies.